And we are live. Welcome everybody to another Phoenix Wright Trials and Tribulations live stream. Had to make sure everything got put out for the stream. That's the only reason I'm a tad bit late. Let me cut the track. And we will do the tough part of every stream. Figure out if we have audio. Will there be technical difficulties? There will be no technical difficulties. We are good on the audio. Okay. So with that, at least it gave me a little more time to charge my controller. I'll take that as a positive. Last time we were here, we were talking to what I believe is still a robot. I still think she's a robot. And we were trying to get more information on the murder victim. Oh yeah. She had some psyche locks. Forgot about that. I want to know, can I there we go. Can I figure out how to... There's a trophy in this part that I'm not exactly sure how to get, but we'll get it eventually. Have anything else to talk to you about? Nope. About this.
More coffee. You must have more.
No. Thanks. I've had enough. Really. So thirsty.
I don't leave the office. I can't tell you about anything except Don Tigre.
Okay then. Did. Can I ask you about the tiger? I mean, Mr. Tigre?
Cookie?
Sure!
How do you like my cookies? I baked them myself. Go ahead, Nick! The honor is all yours!
No. Ladies first, Maya.
He.
No matter how I look at this, just don't get it. What are the tiger and this scary girl doing working together? Oh, yeah. What about Cornell? No? Okay. Well, hey! Did you just have the generic female voice? Maggie, I don't remember. remember. I think I just gave her the generic female voice because I don't think I had anything specific for her.
Oh, Mr. Wright.
Hello, Maggie. So, they finished questioning you?
Wasn't it just unbelievable in court today, sir? I'm going to stay up all night and blog about everything that happened.
How do they give you a computer in the detention center? Why would they give you a computer in the detention center?
Weren't you scared? It was pretty touch and go in there.
Jared, welcome to the stream, man.
Yeah, but you totally nailed that old guy.
Well, he was all over the place with his testimony and knew way more than he needed to, and he didn't tell us everything, and it's really upsetting.
He's not the only one. Huh? What do you mean? Everyone else's testimonies don't match up either. Not with what I remember of the incident, anyway.
Is it possible she is the one misremembering things? Maggie, what the fuck you know?
Maggie, you know how you said that everyone else provided testimony that doesn't match up with what you remember? Yep, there are just so many things that don't seem to add up. The biggest contradiction is the other guy I saw at the victim's table. He was the one who slipped something into the victim's coffee. I'm sure it was him.
But didn't Mr. Kudo testify earlier today that it was the waitress who put some white powder into the coffee cup? And I'm just gonna say right now, I recognize that hair. So, I know who done did it. I know who done did it. I know who done did it.
So you really think it was this disappearing man that did it? Well, he's not the only thing that disappeared. The CD vanished as well. You know, the CD with the writing on it. Oh, yeah, the MC Screwdriver album, right?
It was MC Bomber, Maya. The name was scrawled on the sports paper as well.
They never did find that CD at the crime scene, sir.
Or the victim's medication that's gone missing too.
Ouch! My head! This is getting way too complicated for me!
You said that you passed out when the victim, Glenn L., collapsed, right?
Yes, it's so embarrassing. I mean, I used to be a cop. When I came to, the restaurant was buzzing with police. And before I knew what was going on, they arrested me, sir.
So between the time the victim collapsed and the time the police arrived on the scene, you have no idea what went on at Tribulations.
No idea at all. Why? Is it important, Mr. Wright?
The other witness, the old man from the park, was pretty much chased out of the picture.
Chased out of the picture? What do you mean? Oh, said he wasn't inside the restaurant because he was told to go call the police.
Exactly. And you, Maggie, were unconscious. That means Mr. Armstrong was alone in the restaurant for a brief period of time. Or was he? Dun, dun, dun!
No! You don't think Mr. Armstrong set me up, do you?
Maggie, I plead the fifth. When you consider the facts, it's hard to imagine that Mr. Armstrong isn't involved in this at all.
It's like the master biting the paw of the dog that it feeds. Are you sure about this, Mr. Wright?
Well, the old man said as much when we spoke with him earlier.
I don't know. The things that man says don't add up for some reason, sir.
PFF asks, or says over and under 7.5 wins for Denver. I'm going under. Yeah, I'm going under on that. I would definitely go under on that. Maggie looks like she's trying to figure something out.
Maybe we should ask Maggie exactly what she knows about Old City.
Okay then. Maggie, what do you know about Victor Kudo?
I feel much better after the trial this morning. I've been a bit of a courtroom proceedings addict for years now. Feels like forever since I saw a witness as slippery as that old man.
At best 7 wins because their defense is solid. I mean, I still think giving them 7 wins is a stretch.
It's not really that bad of an old man, though. Still, I feel a bit uneasy. Huh? I thought you just said you felt much better.
Maggie, if there's something on your mind, you've got to tell us. Especially if it has anything to do with Mr. Kudo or his testimony.
Roger, I'll spill it all and see what you make of it.
Fuck yes, more information. Is there anything about Mr. Kudo's testimony that stood out as odd to you?
Actually, yes. The fact that he was even testifying to begin with doesn't quite what?
It's storming in Cleveland right now. Signed to come during the draft. I mean, it doesn't matter because the Jacksonville Jaguars pick is sitting at Clemson. He's not even in Cleveland. Maybe it means all the picks in Cleveland are going to be busts. Maybe that's the case. Maybe all the guys who didn't show up to the draft, elected not to go to the draft, are going to be the good players.
Well, when I took the coffee over to the victim's table...
Maybe Cleveland is going to become the Cleveland of old didn't do stupid drafting. Oh, have you seen that Johnny Manziel's trending on Twitter because of draft day? Oh, it's fucking great. It's so good.
It's true there was another customer in the restaurant.
Yeah, we know that already. It was Victor Kudo.
But I can't really say it was an old man. Okay, then how about calling him a really old middle-aged man? No, age isn't the issue. The other customer was a woman.
We know nothing about no woman in the restaurant. We were told nothing about a woman in a restaurant. Yeah, I saw that they signed him. They signed Robert and DJ. A woman?
Are you sure, Maggie? Well, I'm not 100% sure, but I think so. So, what did this woman look like? She was sort of creepy.
Well, there's 2 options here, if she's sort of creepy. 1, it's the girl we think it is. 2, it's somebody straight out of Danganronpa. What do Raiders fans think we're going to draft Trey Lance? What do you mean Trey Lance is going number 3? That's at least what I've got in my mock. I have Trey Lance going 3 because I just think that bit of athleticism that he's got over Mac Jones is the key. But that's just me. But he is not falling to 17. If any quarterback is there at 9, Denver is putting the ticket for a quarterback. Got any Lancer Fields at 3? I also got the Pats trading up to 4 for Mac. I think the Pats are going to trade up, but rumor is they've talked to Carolina about trading up at 8 to get in front of Denver for whatever quarterback begins to fall. So, apparently, the Lions tried to trade up to 4, and apparently the price was too much for them. So, I don't think anybody's trading up to 4 if the price is too much just to move up 3 spots.
And she had a kind of cackling laugh.
Creepy?
Cackling?
Why do I get the feeling I've come across a woman like that recently? Maggie, did the woman look like this?
I know I used to be on the police force, sir, but I'm incarcerated now, so I can't use my connections to help you. All I can tell you about now is info about ex-cons or the clientele of Tribulations, sir.
Oh, come on. Okay, this is the woman you know. I'm telling you. Fuck. Okay. Well, Miami is willing to trade down as long as they remain in the top 10. Yeah, I don't think anybody's gonna move that much. Denver's really the only team in the top 10 I think moves up. Or if Kyle Pitts is there, he's going to Atlanta. Well, I mean, so Kyle Pitts is going at 4. There's no way he's not there at 4. Because 1, 2, and 3 are quarterbacks. That's guaranteed. The biggest shock would be Kyle Pitts 1 or 2. Or 3. He's not there. I'll give someone who predicted $100. Al, I'll quit YouTube and Twitch and just go and get a middle management job. I'll go work in a cubicle if he is not there at 4. I will give up everything I've ever wanted to do and just work in middle management if he is not there at 4. That's how confident I am he'll be there at 4. Alright, let's see if I can, let me just see. Take that! If the Jets drafted Kyle Pitts, I'd legitimately, I'd be like, well, yep, I'm done with everything. GOU's over, everything's done. Well, time to go work at McDonald's. You said that bandage around your head was from an operation? You also said you suffered a fatal injury to the head, correct?
Yes, the operation was very difficult, apparently.
Now, by fatal injury, you mean you were hurt very badly somehow, right? Did the injury in question have something to do with this? Well?
Donuts?
Huh?
I baked them myself. Homemade donuts. Have one.
That's a trophy! What's inside?
Jam and...
I'm sorry, but I didn't quite catch that. Thanks, but no thanks. I think I'll pass. I guess that was a flop. I didn't have the donut, come on! There it is! Well, hell, I didn't think I'd be getting one of the trophies from this section today. But I wound up getting it. That means I've only got one more trophy in this section of the game. Awesome. Outside just completing it. I forgot I gotta do one thing anyways. So, yeah, you didn't have anything. Oh, yeah, I've got something you're going to love.
Really? What is it?
A lunchbox, just for you. Here.
Wow, a lunchbox. Weenies too. I can't believe it. Thank you, sir. Did you make this just for me, Mr. Wright? Nah, it was Detective Gumshoe. Who else would make such a nice lunchbox for you? Detective Gumshoe? He's really worried about you. Looks like he put a lot of effort into making this, too.
Son of a bitch. You thought Wright was gonna cuck Gumshoe? No. Wright wouldn't do that. He wouldn't do that. I hope he wouldn't do that.
I can't accept it. Detention center rules. No gifts allowed, sir.
Hey, come on, Maggie. Don't be like that.
The rules are the rules. They'll lock you up if you break them.
Somehow, when an ex-cop turned witness says that, it seems a whole lot scarier.
And anyway, I hate weenies.
So, does this mean Maggie bats for the other team? Does she just not like Weenie Hut Jr.? Ah, so you're a Peaches fan. Got it. Oh, Lord. She doesn't like people that can't get into the salty spittoon. That's the situation. You gotta be tough enough to get into the salty spittoon.
Oh! Really? It's all yours, Maya. You can enjoy it with Mr. Wright.
Hashtag staying classy.
Bye!
She's right. It's better than letting it go to waste.
I guess so.
Gumshoe's lunchbox, eaten with mine.
Well, how was it?
That hit the spot. I love weenies. Not even gonna say it.
Oh, good. I'm glad I gave it to you then, sir. Oh, yeah. That's from when I was carrying a customer's breakfast over to them.
The ketchup splotch, you mean?
My whole face was fire engine red thanks to that. But you spilled the ketchup on your apron, didn't you? I don't see how. The ketchup-covered omelet went flying and hit the customer in the face.
Not gonna lie, that sounds hilarious as all hell.
Oh, talk about a tomato red face. Makes me wish I could have seen it myself. Yeah, I guess. It was kind of a sight to behold. Ah, is that your attorney's badge?
Actually, it's a fake.
Holy smokes! That's it!
Huh?
That's the badge your phony had, Mr. Wright.
You got duped by this?
But it's a completely different color!
What about the fact that it's made of paper?
He said the badge got a tan as well, while he was in Hawaii on business.
I'm beginning to see how my phony was able to gain her trust. Okay, I think that's all I really need to talk to her about. Alright, let's talk to the robot. I want to present some stuff first, but we'll talk to the robot.
Would you mind taking a look at this?
About Mr. L. He was a top programmer. I would even say he was a genius. But he did suffer from one or two bugs in his personality.
Oh, like what?
He was a bit of a loser. Perhaps that would be the best way to describe it. Yeah, Vera Tucker was, he was mocked to the Raiders in Daniel Jeremiah's final mock. So, that's what got him into trouble.
What's the matter?
He was a top programmer. I would even say he was a genius. So, he was really no trouble at all. A model employee. Hey, wait a minute. Just now you said something about him being in trouble. Trouble, 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 trouble. Take that! It's where people don't realize we need deep. A lot of O-line talent. Use our second round on. The issue, though, with the offensive and defensive lines in this class, the defensive line is thin at top-tier talent. Or at least interior. Like, there's a lot of good second and third rounders on the interior, but not a lot of first round talent. There's a lot of good offensive linemen, though, you can get in the first round. And pass rusher, you can get a lot of good ones in the first round in this class, but there's not a ton. Now, see, I don't know much about the linebackers in this class. I do not know much about the linebackers. But come on, you spent a first-round pick last year on a cornerback, remember? That you shouldn't have taken that early. So how about you tell me what kind of trouble Mr. Elg was in? I'm sorry, sir, but we don't deal with troubleshooting here. Perhaps you'd like to speak to someone in customer service. What's she talking about? Guess I'd better just take a shot and see where it gets me. Miss Basil, let me ask you something. Did Mr. Elg have troubles with troubles have something to do with this? Take that! What is this? I won't completely blame him sucking this year on him. He did play with a broken hand 8% of the season. Okay. Hey, respectable that you're not going to call him trash. I mean, I'll say C.J. Henderson did not have a great year when he was healthy. But of course, being put on IR didn't help him get any better, so. Showed flashes a bit, just needs some experience. We'll see if he plays any better next year. A bunch of horse racing tickets, all losing ones. With that many tickets, you could get $1 at the recycling center. You good people are very, very bad. Cashing in on others' misfortunes is immoral. Is that a whiff of hypocrisy I smell? Yeah, that's notes of ash and soot. Yeah, that is hypocrisy at its finest. Oh, and that is straight bullshit. But what is the relevance of these tickets? Every Raider fan knows they're gonna pick either Amari Rodgers or Cornell Powell at some point. I mean, a number of experts have said Amari Rodgers is a name to watch out for, like as a possible sleeper in the late part of the first, for a guy that might go in the first round. The victim, Mr. Glenn L. He had a gambling habit, didn't he? Just as bad as me. No, not as bad as me. I know when not to put down money. Although I did take a risk last night and it paid off. Julius Randle came through. I don't think that's a logical conclusion based on the facts. Everyone likes to go to the races from time to time. I wasn't gonna make the bet, but I was just like, you know what? I can see it happening. Why not? And it worked out. They put a lot of Randall bets on the odds boost. I don't know why. There's just a lot of Randall bets on the odds boost. Yeah, he came through big time, but Vucevic almost let me down on that. He almost let me down. Yeah, but not everyone buys this many tickets. Anyway, I don't believe that proves anything on its own. You're right, but I'm not through yet. Mr. Oak's gambling wasn't restricted to horse races, was it? Is it this or is it the lottery? I think it's this one. Take that! Yeah. Lottery, horse racing. He bought a lot of tickets and lost a lot of times. That's gotta have hurt his wallet pretty bad, don't you think? Maybe bad enough to be the cause of some pretty serious trouble, perhaps. No, you are right. Glenn did have a gambling habit. You good people must not follow his example. Do you understand? Trust me, even if I wanted to, I don't exactly have the money to buy any. What do you mean, Phoenix? You win every single case. How are you not making cash? My guy. Vegas Golden Knights are pushing Dogecoin. To the moon, man. To the moon. But if you win, there's no problem, is there? And Glenn had a winning ticket, didn't he? For $500,000. Yeah, but... no, I don't think I saw that gear. I don't think I saw that pentagear. It's hard to imagine how he could have been in trouble then, isn't it? It's true that Mr. Oak won $500,000 in the end, but that was his first stroke of good luck. He was in deep trouble before that. Deep trouble? What do you mean? Mr. Oak's real problem was with someone or something more terrifying and ferocious. Let me see this. Woo! Okay, that's cool as shit. That's cool as shit. That's pretty awesome. It's straight at Chikara right there. Mr. Elg met with someone on the day he was killed. He even made a note on his calendar about the meeting. Meet with the tiger. What is the relevance of that? Are you trying to suggest Glenn was meeting him to discuss his debt or possibly cake? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But I have never heard anything about this tiger before. Maybe he's not even human. Maybe he really is a tiger. I'm no programmer, but does she really expect me to buy such messed up logic? In that case, I think it's time to introduce you to the tiger. Furio Tigre, aka the Tiger, is the boss of a loan office called Tenderlender. U Stadium has Mac Jones being the third pick. A lot of people think they're leaning, it all points to Mac Jones. I just think Trey Lance gives you a bit more than Mac Jones with his athleticism. That's the only reason I took Trey Lance in my mock. It really could go either way. The only thing we know is Justin Fields is not the pick. They also have the Lions going Justin Fields, so don't really rely on that. No, the Lions are going wide receiver. The Lions are going wide receiver. They tried to trade up for Jamar Chase. They are going wide receiver, which is fantastic. Give me Smith. This is who Mr. Elg met with on the day of his murder. And the one thing a loan shark would talk with him about would be his debt. No. Hey, I love Rashad Bateman, so I'd be down to use him in Madden. I love Rashad Bateman. I think he is a sleeper in the second round. I don't think, like, talent-wise, he really is a first-round pick with how good the talent is in this draft class, but Dude is really good. It's true that Glenn had racked up quite a bit of debt from his gambling habit. About $100,000, I think. $100,000? Ouch! But I heard he won the lottery, so he should have been in the clear. Shame Maggie couldn't get a bit of that good luck. Okay. So the guy got lucky and won the lottery. But what if he hadn't won? What was his plan then? Well, this isn't easy to say, but he said he would use his talents to repay the money. His talents? I suspect he was talking about programming. What computer programmer is worth $100,000? A hacker. That's what, Phoenix. Perhaps you good people should leave so I can get back to my work. So close to cracking her. The program in question, was it by any chance this? Okay, never mind. This is a very delicate matter. Without the necessary data, there's really no way I can assess the information. I know Mr. O created some sort of program. She can't deny it if I show her the program itself as evidence. Did we get a program thing? I don't think we got anything program-wise. God damn it, I thought I had everything to finish this one. Son of a bitch. Damn. I'm only doing this to see. Okay, yeah. Didn't think it would work. Alright. Shit. So I don't have what I need. God damn it. Had everything else. Oh, that kind of sucks. Yeah, the heart issue, like the regular heartbeats and such now are becoming even more of a big thing. And I don't blame teams for kind of dropping them off, but it's tough. What the fuck's the program? Alright, well then. Yeah, we know this stuff. I have have here a car repair bill. From this, it seems pretty obvious that this car was involved in an accident.
Let me see. This bill is made out to the Cadaverans.
I don't know if I pronounced that correctly. Probably terribly wrong. Should put, you know what? We're gonna figure it out right now. Google Translate is our friend. So we are gonna find out right now. Let's see. Google Translate, and it is Cadaverini. So they're the Cadaverans. The Cadaverini family. Cadaverini. What a name! What a last name! I bet you they're dead inside. Yes, it is.
I don't think I ever introduced myself. Tell me, what do the Cadaverinis have to do with me?
Something tells me she's not about to say hi and introduce herself. Alright then. Your relationship with the Cadaverinis is very strong. And this is why. Shit, I don't think I have that information. Yeah, I don't think I have that information. Oh. Fuck. Well, shit. Alright. Well then. Okay, well then. Hey! The main server just went up in smoke!
Why the heck isn't the press conference set up yet? The superintendent's here already.
Yeah, and there's a problem with the internet too.
I already told you to stop using your computer, Chief.
But I'm watching videos online. I'm catching up on my Asian soap operas.
It's gonna have to wait, Chief. I'm throwing the switch.
No! Just when some young guy was about to confess to his son's hot-to-trot girlfriend. Man, that's some young guy. Oh, that's a good one. That's always a good one. That's always a good one.
Wow, this place is really missing.
Something must be going down. Something really big. Huh. What are you doing here, pal?
Detective Gumshoe!
You can't be here right now. You'll be roped into the briefing if you stay. Huh? I feel like I pulled something. I haven't even done any exercises today. Maybe I got too excited about the Blues game last night. It's just aftermath. We've got big problems here. We got big problems here today.
Why? What's going on?
It's a virus. A virus. Cyrus the virus? We talking Don Callis? A virus? There's a virus ripping through the precinct's computer system. I really need to ask you some questions. Like this. Okay. Okay, I'm only gonna say this once, so listen up.
Yes!
No matter how poor you get, never borrow money from a place like this. You hear? You listening? You using them ears?
Okay.
If you got money trouble, just go on a diet of instant noodles and hang in there. It's just called college. Ah, we're not thinking about borrowing money, detective. We want information. Oh, is that all? Well, let's see. Dendelinda is considered to be even fishier than the average illegal loan shark. I've been on the diet of nothing but sandwiches and PB&J. The best sandwich there. And it seems it ran into trouble just recently. Those guys have been pretty heavy-handed, calling in all their debts.
Really?
Don't go poking your nose around in their business, pal. You'll really regret it if you upset that lady. Alright, I get the picture. Hey, wait a minute. Wait a gosh darn minute.
What did he just say?
That lady. Tell me. I did not just hear that.
Who's this lady he's talking about, Nick?
You better find out what the story is with this lady. My dog is barking in her sleep and howling. She's having a good dream then. Must be a good one.
So what exactly is a computer virus, Detective Gumshoe?
I don't know. Think I look like a programmer?
What?
Look, I just go with the flow, alright, pal? Here I thought detectives were supposed to be somewhat knowledgeable. What's with that face, pal? You think you know what a virus is? You think you know? Tell me then. Tell me what a virus is. Tell to this face.
Well, Nick, do you?
A computer virus? Sure. I mean, only in simple terms, of course.
Really? Wow, you know everything, Professor Nick.
Yeah, I'm gonna call you Dr. Wright from now on.
Hey, this sounds pretty cool. Don't you agree, Dr. Wright?
Why do I get the feeling they're making fun of me? Don't worry, Phoenix. I feel it. I feel it. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. I'm no expert, but I can at least explain the basics to the two of you. A virus is a program that gets inside a computer and causes damage. Damage? You mean it makes the machine go boom and explode? That's a lot of damage. We need ourselves some of that tape they got on the TV. No, the damage is, well, it's all internal.
So the inside goes boom, right?
Imagine all the case data you've got stored on your PCs here in the station. A virus could wipe out all that. That's the kind of damage I'm talking about.
Whoa! That's scary!
Yeah. What's even more scary is that viruses are infectious.
Infectious?
Most computers are connected together on a network, right? A virus can move from one machine to another over the network. Goddamn, Phoenix knows a lot. I'm telling you, Phoenix knows more than just the layman's terms here. Layman's terms won't even be going to the fact that, viruses can move through a network. So the virus just keeps spreading faster, faster. Just like a real virus, son. Hey, just like that flu.
But, Nick! Why would anyone want to make a program like that?
Yeah, it takes ages to type in all that data. Why would you want to destroy it, pal? No, people don't infect their own machines. They send the virus to someone else's.
What? That's horrible!
Oh, I got it. I get it now. I used my noodle. It's like you sneezing on Mr. Godot so he catches a cold.
Right! Then he wouldn't be able to turn up in court because he'd be too sick. You really shouldn't do stuff like that, Nick. It's wrong.
Who? What? Where? When and why did the conversation jump to talking about me? Anyway, that's what a computer virus is. A bad program that causes damage. And all the different viruses that have names, right? I kind of feel like I've heard the name of the virus we caught somewhere before. The name of the virus, huh? Feel like I've heard of it before too. Oh, this was important. This is it! This stupid name! I remember now! I thought so. Here it comes.
Don't just nod to yourself and keep me in the dark, Nick! What's going on?
It's okay, Maya. You don't have to cry about it. The name scribbled on the sports paper and written on that CD. That's the name of the virus. I told you I was right. I knew I was right. I just needed to learn it. And then the game would let me use it. I had it. I had that figured fucking out.
What?
Yeah. The virus that's just infected every computer in the station, pal, is SimC Bomber. Can you give us any more details, please? We already knew about the MC Bomber virus from a while back. A group of criminals issued a series of demands to the head of honchos of law enforcement. They threatened to release the virus if their demands weren't met.
Who are they?
I don't know, some hot shots from the criminal underworld. Be my guess. And now the virus has been released, huh? Yeah. It's in every computer in every public office in the city. Everyone's going nuts. They're hopping around like they were dancing at a carnival.
All this stuff with criminals and viruses. It almost feels like we're in a sci-fi movie.
Apparently the programmer who made the virus was a real genius or something. Like he had this what the kids say nowadays? Like an enlarged brain. Yeah. The focus right now is on tracing the route of this virus on the black market. I mean, someone put this virus up for sale? Yeah, because this one's so powerful. They're estimating its price tag was in the millions of dollars, pal. In the millions? A virus can be worth that much? Man, Don Callis should have known what he was worth back in the day. That's the girl who works over at Dinderlinda. You want to stay away from her, okay? I mean it.
She does look kind of unforgiving, doesn't she? She gave us donuts, though. And cookies. And coffee. Why should we stay away? She seemed really nice.
That should be the least of your worries, pal. What's that supposed to mean? What could be worse? Her name's Viola Cadaverini. I know her because her family ran the deli down on South Street. Made some really good sandwiches. I'm just saying, you gotta get yourself some of that. But then some bad shit happened, and this place is run by the mob now. It's a shit hole. She's the only granddaughter of Bruto Cadaverini. Bruto Cadaverini? Oh.
Bruto Cadaverini? Do you know who that is, Nick?
Never heard of him. He's got a real big slash mark on his head, though. Bruto Cadaverini's the boss of the Cadaverini family. The Cadaverinis? It's one scary sounding name. We can't touch them. They're way too powerful for the police. You're thinking of taking them on, aren't you? No. I don't remember ever saying I was going to. Better get some more information out of Gumshoe about this family. I'm not sure if I really want to get involved in this, but who are the Cadaverinis? Who are they? A scary bunch of people, that's who. You're a cop, and you're scared? What's that about? Trust me, it don't matter if you're a kid or a cop. These guys are scary. They've got some serious clout in the criminal underworld. We can't touch them. They've got too much moolah, too much cash, too much green, too many greenbacks. They got it all, no less, the excess. Moolah? As in, fabulous moolah? They pretty much control all the cash on the city's black market. The black market, huh? That includes Tinderlinder, I take it. Sure. No one stands up to Bruto Cadaverini. And I mean, no one. Interesting.
So Viola's the granddaughter of some mafia boss then?
Not gonna lie, I never actually expected this game to go into mafia territory, so I'm really glad I'm making a bunch of New York jokes in all of these streams. I'm very happy about it. Yeah, and everyone knows how much Bruto loves his little girl. She means everything to him. So, how did she end up at Tinderlinder? I don't know, pal. But I heard she and the boss at Tinderlinder are pretty tight. I mean, I've heard things of like there were noises coming from Tinderlinder and people were like, woo, what's going on there? And I didn't go check it. I wasn't going anywhere near that place. And also I was kind of busy that night. But either way, I heard some things.
Tight?
That's what I said in a file That's what he said in a file I read related to Maggie's case. Sounds like a pretty important clue. Ah! I can't believe it! I almost forgot the most important thing. And that is... You know, the lunchbox. How did everything go? Please tell me she loved the weenies. Please tell... I mean, I made them myself. They were so good. I'm just saying. Look. Lunchbox?
You remember? The weenies! I hate weenies.
Oh, yeah. Those weenies. So, how did my weenies taste when they went down the hatch? I shouldn't have to say it. I shouldn't have to say it. Oh, God. If there was... This game was made. This game was made for the sound alert.
Hey, phrasing!
This game was made for that particular sound alert. Oh, God. You almost hit the John Cena sound alert by mistake? You've been trying to get John Cena going for too long, man. We would hope that John Cena is not saying these things.
Huh? Well, it was delicious.
Yeah, that's what she said? Really? Yeah.
Well,
Don't worry about it, pal. Hey, don't worry about it. I don't know, maybe Word Life came back. The doctor showed back up, he made a house call. I figured something would happen, so I came prepared. Prepared? What do you mean? I made a jumbo lunchbox.
oh,
Do me a favor again, huh, pal? And deliver this. This sure is a heavy burden, in more ways than one. I can just imagine Maggie's little eyes sparkling with joy when you bring her daddy.
weenies again, Nick? Tell me we don't have to eat all those too. I really can't eat anymore.
Let's see, do it. Yep. Fills the stomach with love and plenty of weenies. Oh, she's in questioning. Okay. This is how we're gonna be running through the game when we go through to try and get that 100% of it. We're gonna be speeding through everything. Luckily, I'm just happy I got one of the trophies I need in this part. I don't think I'm gonna get the other one though. Well, this is it, isn't it? This is the virus that's infecting computers worldwide as we speak. MC Bomber. No. Glenn's head had more processing power than any computer, but it had been infected with a gambling virus. Glenn was in too deep. You mean he was in debt? Yes, $100,000 in debt. Not an easy amount to repay. So, he said he was taking on some extra work. Something a bit risky. Risky? How?
Maybe he was going to become a waitress at Tribulations.
Where do you come up with these ideas? So it's safe to say Mr. Elg was the creator of this virus, huh? The MC Bomber virus? Yes. It was a work of genius, in a bad sort of way, of course, but still genius, unlike the cake, which was a lie the entire time. Something like that would probably fetch several $1 million on the black market. Inconceivable! If anybody knows where that's from, good people, you've seen a good movie. Inconceivable! Gumshoe was ripe for a change. This date, December 3rd, that is marked on his calendar. That was his deadline for repaying his debts. Oh. I thought it was Danganronpa reference. No, inconceivable. Dear Lord Leon, speak. You brought up Danganronpa. You know what you did. You know what you did, Jan. You know what you did. You got him on the phone. But no, the inconceivable line is from Princess Bride. Great movie. A movie that stars Andre the Giant. Anybody need a peanut? Guess we won't be needing these horse racing tickets anymore. And Alex losing horse racing tickets thrown back on the floor.
Use the trash can, Nick!
Inconceivable! Anybody need a peanut? Next time in the castle. Okay, Viola, let's do this. Viola, however it's pronounced. Heard it both ways. I know exactly who you are. Viola Cadaverini. Almost forgotten how to pronounce that last name. You sustained the injury in a traffic accident, didn't you? Oh, we broke one.
It happened about 4 months ago. I was driving in one of our family's cars when someone put out in front of me.
Oh, fuck, she hit the tiger.
It was a motorbike, or something like that.
Would you call it a Vespa?
I don't remember it much. Anyway, I swerved to try to avoid it, but I took a blow to the head. A bad one.
Yeah, I can imagine. So what happened to the person on the bike? I'm guessing they didn't get away with injuring the Viola Cadaverini, right? Just like they probably didn't go to the Ohio State University.
I don't know what happened to them. They ran away, or so I heard.
Ran away?
If they'd stayed, I'd have...
Is it possible? Could the person who committed the hit and run have been...
Take that!
It was this man, wasn't it? He was the cause of your accident.
It wasn't Don Tigre. I refuse to believe it. We collided, the motorbike and my car. But Don Tigre isn't injured at all, is he?
It was the tiger who caused Viola to crash. Feel it. Plus, one of her locks just broke, so she must suspect it was him too. I'm sorry, Miss Cadaverini, but I have proof that the tiger was involved in a traffic accident on his bike. Just look at this shit. Brutal. It's not exactly a motorbike, but Mr. Tigre rides around on a scooter, doesn't he? A moped, as some would call it. Because he's after the girl all the bad guys want. And you'll notice that the front wheel guard is badly damaged. Miss Cadaverini? You know the truth, don't you? This repair bill was paid by Furio Tigre. The Cadaverinis have known for ages who caused the accident, haven't they?
It's possible. Perhaps. Somewhere inside me, I know that may be true.
I knew it!
But Don Tigre still saved my life. The operation was very complicated. It was very, very expensive.
How much are we talking?
Very, very, very expensive.
She seems kind of hesitant about giving me an actual figure. I should back off. Well, anyway, it was the tiger who paid for it, right?
After I recovered, Don Tigre told me. He said he paid for the operation because he cared about me. I believe him.
Really? But do you honestly believe that to be true? You want to know what I think? I think the reason he paid for the operation wasn't because of you, but someone else.
Take that!
Perhaps I shouldn't be saying this, but your grandfather, Bruto Cadaverini, controls a lot of dubious cash, right? And you are his beloved pride and joy, as the Stevie Ray track goes. Sure, I don't know exactly how much the operation cost, but if you weren't the granddaughter of Mr. Cadaverini, do you think Mr. Tigre would have paid the money?
$1 million. 4 months ago, I was in a traffic accident. That's why I needed the operation. When I woke up, they told me it was nothing serious. A simple procedure. Oh, really?
Well, I guess if she recovered in 4 months, it couldn't have been too big.
They said the operation cost $1 million. $1 million? My grandfather ordered Don Tigre to pay $1 million in compensation. Compensation? Huh?
It's underworld lingo for paying money to settle a score. Basically, pay or get into some serious trouble. But $1 million? That's a lot of greenbacks. This has to be related to our poisoning case somehow.
I wanted to believe him. I wanted to trust what Don Tigre said. He said it had nothing to do with my grandfather being Bruto Cadaverini. I wanted to believe he helped me because he cared about me, not about my grandfather.
She's tearing up. Now the feels.
But I knew that wasn't really true. Wow! I'm so sorry.
Maya, give her a hug.
What he did to get the money was evil. He said it was all for me. So I helped him.
I knew it! I knew I recognized the back of the head and the hair. I thought it was her. Just without the bandage.
You helped him? In what way? Here, take these.
What are these? Poor Yandere. Yep. What are these? Medical papers?
I'm Bruto Cadaverini's granddaughter. He had to pay compensation. He was made an offer. He simply couldn't refuse.
I made him an offer. He simply couldn't refuse. He sat there and he knew that he had to pay. And I tell you now, he certainly did. Made him an offer. He couldn't refuse. You come to me on the day of my granddaughter's surgery, and you come to tell me that you wish to pay your debt for causing this accident. You're gonna have to do something for me. Payment was due last year. Ooh.
Wow! I feel so bad for Viola.
It's inexcusable.
Huh?
There are two things that I consider inexcusable. Poisoning and betrayal. Only a coward would hurt people using either of these tactics.
Is everything alright, Nick?
We should get going. Right after we finish our espresso.
Yeah!
I wouldn't need to convince Viola of anything. I won't need to convince Viola of anything else. So I guess I can get rid of this. Well. Oh! Hey, Benjo, I have been waiting for you to return.
Mr. Armstrong?
Good timing. I was hoping to find you here. We'd like to ask you a few questions. He's back! Well, he hasn't got anything to say to you fellas.
It's Zenop!
Who you calling Zeniope? Come out from under the table already, Maya! Okay, end it over. What? You want to play games with me? I don't recommend that. The medical papers. Now. Uh-oh. I think he wants Viola the Cadaverini's papers back. You mean this? The $1 million medical papers? What you gonna do? What you gonna do, Tiger? Miss Cadaverini trusted you. That's why she said that she helped you. Forget about it. That girl's dumber than an eggplant. Yous wanna know what's sad? I'll tell yous what's sad. And it ain't only a face. Bruh! Bruh! Oh, we need to do more than just declaw this tiger. I think we're poaching this one. I think we can allow poachers to take out this one. She thinks she's got power just 'cause she's Bruto's little girl. Now that's sad. I can't let you have these papers. Tomorrow in court, I'm going to expose what you did to get the $1 million you used to pay this off. Are you crazy or something? I don't care if you want to give it to me or not. There's 2 of us here. You got that? 2. Super kicks Tiger for being a douche. Oh, don't you do this, Armstrong. Oi. Mr. Armstrong? Forgive me. Désolé. I cannot argue with him. Bruh! I just got mugged! Phoenix just got mugged! What is up with Nightbot? Yeah, Nightbot has not shown up. It's set. It just hasn't done anything. I don't know why Nightbot's just chilling. Got another score to settle. That really hurt. Got tired of me doing resolutions on it. I don't know why it hasn't hit an ad, but you know, I'm not gonna complain. Is that all you's got? I'll be taking those papers now. Yeah, hit him with the Tiger Fang kick. Take that, Tigre. You getting the Tiger Fang kick. Armstrong, get the lighter. Wait! Don't take it too hard. Phoenix, Wright. That was so stupid. I should have let my guard down. Those medical papers were vital evidence. Hold it, pal. What you think you's doing? Oh my God! It's the battle of the New York accents. This is what we've been waiting for. Oh, this is what we've been waiting for. Come on, Gumshoe. Detective Gumshoe? Detective? You think you gonna stop me, Kappa? Beat it! Grrr. Whoa! Come on. Come on, Gumshoe. Keep it together. Keep it together. You's got this. You ain't afraid to punch a tiger. You ain't afraid. Hey, you guys, get out of here. Leave this guy to me. But, go, pal, and take this. If you get hurt, who's gonna look after Maggie, huh? Good guy, Gumshoe. Alright. Thanks, Gumshoe. Wait! Nick! Don't leave me behind! I want to see that fight. We need a death battle. I want death battle. Gumshoe versus Don Tigre. Where is that death battle? That needs to happen. I'll get even with that guy tomorrow. In court. Tinderlinder is going down. Oh, I need that death battle. Where is that death battle? I'm assuming Armstrong is going to be up on the stand. Still gives me a chance probably to get all the trophies in this part. Alright, I'm going to go get another beverage. I will be back in a second and we'll get through some of this trial. So, be back in a sec. Let me just do this. Talk to the couch while I'm gone. We are back just like that. Real quick. January 8th, 9:46 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby Numero Uno.
Good morning, Mr. Wright.
Good morning, Maggie.
So, what do you think is going to happen today, sir?
Goddamn, I never gave her the jumbo lunchbox. Feel bad.
Yesterday's session didn't go so well and ended on a giant mystery.
That's true. And we still haven't solved a single part of it yet.
Are you okay, Nick?
Huh? Oh, yeah. Of course.
I saw that little flash of doubt in your eyes.
No, that wasn't doubt. That was, determination. We're playing Undertale. I'm filled with determination. I want Phoenix Wright in Undertale now. I need it. Where on earth is that fan-made game at? Phoenix Wright in Undertale. It's what the people want, man. It's what the people want and need.
Why don't I believe you?
It's nearly time, Maggie. You better get going to the defendant's seat.
Roger, don't let me down, Mr. Wright. I'm counting on you.
Hey, pal. Hey, Detective Gumshoe. Quit stressing Maggie out. She doesn't need that. How did you know she was stressed? I was watching through the doorway, like a creeper. Yeah. Oh. You look like you lost the case already. Show a bit of confidence, will you, pal? Here, maybe this'll help.
Huh? Have you taken up aromatherapy too?
Not in a million years, pal. Don't tell me that you don't remember this thing. Come to think of it, that doesn't look like one of those aromatherapy bottles. This is the small bottle it turned up in Trapien's kitchen a couple days ago. I actually entirely forgot about that. We finally got the analysis results back from the lab.
So, what is it? Is it the poison?
I'm afraid not, pal. It's medication. Oh, that's Elg's medication! That's what it is.
Medication?
Yeah, for ears. Topical use only, apparently. For ears? You mean... Yeah, it's the medication Glenn Elg was using for his ruptured eardrum. What was Glenn Elg's ear medication doing in the kitchen? I mean, somebody snatched it. Covered in unidentified fingerprints. What about the unidentified fingerprints? Anything on that? Someone screwed up, so they only had time to analyze the contents of the bottle. Another hour and they might have gotten something on the prints, but that's going to weaken its impact as a piece of evidence. Okay, pal, this is it. Make sure your defense is impregnable today. Got it? I mean birth control. Today's trial. I'm gonna expose that guy for what he's done. Or my name isn't Phoenix Wright. Middle name always. January 8th, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 4. I do like that they're actually switching up the courtrooms this time around. I don't think they switched up the courtroom like at all in the first 2 games. They might have, and I just didn't pay much notice to it. But I'm noticing it a lot in this one. We're changing courtrooms a ton. Even though they all look exactly the same. Court is now in session for the trial of Maggie Bear. The defense is ready, Your Honor. My boy! How's it going, Godot? The court got a bigger budget, but still only have 1 judge. No, they have 2. We saw the 1 judge, remember? We saw the other judge. It was when Atme was on trial and we had to snag him from the trial. They have another judge. Ready and waiting as always, Your Honor. Very good. Then we'll get underway at once. Yesterday we heard the testimony of one Mr. Victor Kuda. He claims to have witnessed the defendant pouring a powder into the victim's coffee. However, the witness's testimony was plagued with a number of problems. The mark on the rim of the cup shows that the victim drank from it with his right hand. And according to the old man's testimony, he picked it up with his left hand. Thank you, Mr. Goodell. Furthermore, according to the witness's account, the victim was listening to the radio with an earpiece in his left ear. Yet, the victim's left eardrum was ruptured, which made him effectively deaf in that ear. Bruh, can I just say, the judge is doing a great job just getting us back on track. Love it. Good on you, Judge. I can't wait till you publish that fan fiction. Since you're so focused on this now, it must be complete.
It's amazing how many contradictions a single case can have, huh, Nick?
Uh-oh. Huh. Allow me to enlighten you, Your Honor. The world, you see, keeps turning, and we must turn with it, because it's not flat. You've lost me already, Mr. Godot. Don't let the mysteries of yesterday mystify you today. Right there with you, Godot. Right there with you. I would legitimately love like half the shit that Godot says on t-shirts. That would be great. Like they always have those motivational t-shirts. Take all of the shit Godot says that sounds somewhat motivational, if at all, and put it on a t-shirt. People would buy that shit like crazy. Only losers think like that. You've got to change with the times. That's one of my rules. Are you implying that you've resolved these contradictions? You know the answers to these riddles? The old guy wasn't just throwing seed in here. He was throwing us off the scent. And today, I'll prove it. Very well. Let the first witness take the stand. Son of a bitch, she's back. And you are? Oh, bonjour everyone. I am Jean Armstrong, the owner and head chef of Le Tribulations restaurant. Incantante. Or whatever, I don't know how to pronounce that. There's a trophy for hearing all of his French words. So hopefully we can get all of his French words. I don't know if we will or not, but hopefully we can. Forgive me for asking, witness, but are you a boy or a gal? I feel like there just need to be a sudden flip of Professor Oak in there. Are you a boy or a gal? Ooh la la, monsieur. As you can see, I am le pert and perky gentleman, no? On the day of the incident, you were in Tribulations' kitchen. Isn't that right? With you, monsieur. Everything feels right. You're gonna need more than 17 cups, I think, Godot, this time around. Huh. Wow. He's totally unfazed. Doesn't anything intimidate this guy? Very well. Your testimony, please, witness. Please tell the court what happened that day at Tribulations. Oh, volunteers. What happened at Tribulations? We about to find out. When it all happened, there were just 2 customers in my restaurant. I remember I was experimenting with some new art decor that day. Like having a large mirror between the tables, for example. Or perhaps that is what the old man was looking at. Oh, so he thinks he saw him in the mirror instead of actually seeing him. Le cup, le earpiece, and le glasses. It would have seen everything in reverse, no? He's not wrong. Mirror? Why, un grand mirror, la most enormous mirror. And suddenly the mystery disappears. Like I said, the world keeps turning, so roll with it. That would explain the cup of coffee and the earpiece conundrum. The mirror would have made everything appear back to front. What the heck? It's way too early in the morning for this to be happening to me. Now then, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Alright, let's do this shit. And who are the two customers exactly?
Yes, of course. A young man who died, and the other not-so-young man.
You're referring to yesterday's witness, I presume. What about the other man Maggie says she saw at the table? Something tells me Mr. Armstrong isn't planning to disclose his existence.
We need some hard evidence first before we can bring him up, don't we?
Guess I'll just have to try a different approach for the time being. You were experimenting with art decor? How come I never heard about that before today?
You are not familiar with the language of interior design, monsieur?
Please stay on topic. Now, why didn't you tell the court about this before?
But I did, just a few moments ago.
Excuse me, Mr. Armstrong. This deco you mentioned, are you referring to some sort of decorative or decor? No. Art decor. Art deco. It is a style of design, Your Honor. He's talking about interior design. Walls, ceilings, carpets, that kind of thing. You know, HGTV. Ah, yes, of course. That deco.
I was trying to achieve a more effeminate look for my restaurant. I was planning the most bold remodeling of Le Decor.
How big of a mirror are we talking about here?
Oof. Something about 4 meters wide and about 2 meters high.
Let's see. If 1 meter is about 1 yard. Holy glass in a frame, Batman, that's huge!
I was intending to install it on the ceiling eventually.
So I got a call and there's gonna be drama in my house today. So much for watching the draft in the living room. Just shut the door, turn on NFL.com, just lay back, headphones in. Guess I'm watching it on a laptop. Hey, that's how I watched it in college. Because we got cable, but I just hate ESPN's coverage. Soundproof headphones on. There you go. The ceiling? Is there a mirror on the ceiling? I don't remember.
Yes, no, but I decided not to go through with it in the end.
What should I do? Should I ask him more about the mirror or not? I feel like you have to press harder here, because we need to know more about this mirror, because the mirror could be huge. If you really had such a large mirror in the restaurant, someone would have noticed it. But there's nothing about a mirror in Mr. Kudo or Maggie Bird's testimonies. But...
Objection!
I don't got cable in my room, didn't want to pay for a box when I rarely watch live TV. That makes sense. Makes sense. See, the only live TV I watch is sports, essentially. That and wrestling, and most wrestling is done, you know, on apps for pay-per-views. So, that's about it. That's the only reason I need cable. You didn't ask, Trite. You have only yourself to blame for such sloppy work. What? A mirror was delivered to Tribulations the day before the incident. Really? As Mr. Armstrong testified, he was carrying out some design changes. And as it turned out, he didn't actually use the mirror in the end. This just doesn't add up. Even if a mirror was delivered to Tribulations, it doesn't prove that it was in the restaurant on the day of the crime. Huh. If you want to doubt someone, Trite, look in the mirror. I see what you did there, Godot! I see what you did there! Creative. I'm sure the person looking back at you will be dubious enough. Show the witness yesterday had seen the victim reflected in a mirror. Normally, I'd expect people to know the difference between a reflection and a real object.
Objection!
Normally. How does normality come into this? That's lame, Trite, even for you. Huh? Are you trying to say that if something isn't normal, it isn't possible? Is that it? Where does that leave the pork-you-headed lawyer and the top-knot chick over there? Oh, where does that leave the pork-you-headed lawyer and the top-knot chick over there? And the ungodly cool guy with the mask over here? Well, Trite? Did you really have to try and put yourself over that much, Godot, by calling yourself ungodly cool? Come on. Not the hair!
I do not have a top now!
Mr. Godot is correct. A lack of normality is no basis for discounting an argument.
Bien, logique has one l'idée.
Everything. He would have seen everything in reverse? Quinn.
Yes! Hey, Nick! We should take a second and think about what old City said in his testimony. How did he phrase it again? He saw everything he described reflected in a mirror. Then everything he said he saw on the left was actually on the right. Huh.
That clears up all the problems with his testimony. Guess. Or does it? Huh. It's kind of hard to believe everything's the fault of a mirror. But
do you think old CD saw everything through a reflection?
if he did, it would explain all the contradictions in his testimony.
But that just makes the situation worse for Maggie. There's gotta be something in that old man's testimony we've just gotta dig deeper.
trying to think if let's see, there were two customers in the restaurant. I remember I was experimenting art decor. That was the mirror. The floor plans do not show a mirror anywhere. And I'm starting to wonder if he's seeing everything in reverse. Did he actually break the vase at his seat? Let's see real quick. I keep going back to the fact that the floor plans don't show it. I don't think this is it, but okay. It's the fact that the floor plans don't show anything. So whoops. maybe it's not the mirror that I'm thinking. This is what I gotta find first. I'm gonna try something. This is probably wrong as well, but I'm gonna try it. No, I don't think that's gonna matter. I don't think this is gonna have any standing on anything. Yeah, no. Oh. Nope. Damn. I thought maybe I kind of figured something out with him trying to look over his shoulder to read the sports paper. He kept trying to see the sports paper. Thought maybe that would have been a good way to get around the mirror thing. Yeah, Okay, Jaren, give me the spot that I have to go to. If you've got the guide up, that is. Could also be the crime scene photo because you can see a mirror in it, but that's about it. Fuck. Oh Lord, I've got nothing. I've got nothing. I kind of used all the things I thought. Fifth statement? Let's see. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it is what I thought it was, at least. At least I got that right. Now the question is, what's the... Shit, I didn't mean to press it. Same side of the green lens of his specs. The only thing that, like, I can think about that's in his testimony that we haven't covered No, not yet. I'm still gonna try and figure this shit out. I'm trying to gather right now everything that we've got from his testimony. Because the only thing we have... Go ahead, give a hint. Go ahead and give a hint, Jay. Because if it could be that. See, that I started thinking about that when I went to the profiles and looked at stuff. It's gotta be. Nobody else makes sense to even bring up.
Objection!
Yeah. Legitimately, as you were bringing up the hint and all that, I only had two things to go on. I was like, it's either we just bring up Glenn L, because everything we've seen him in has the thing on his left side. So he's not wrong there. Or it's the one little piece of his testimony we've actually got. It was either one of the two. I started narrowing it down to that, but I still wasn't one. I was overthinking things in my brain. But I didn't want to go 100% to him. Let's think back over Mr. Kudo's testimony for a second, shall we? I'm just happy I was on the right thought process. The boy was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the green lens of his specs, damn it! Oh! I get it. I get it. He was wearing the HMD on his left side. The spec moved more towards the right where he saw the earpiece. Yeah. Yeah. He saw the HMD on the right side. Essentially. And was certain that the earpiece was on the left side, which it wasn't. That's what it is. That's what it is. So to summarize, we were told both the HMD and the earpiece were on the victim's left side. Now, if Mr. Kudo saw all that as a reflection in a mirror, It means both the HMD and the earpiece were actually on the victim's right side. Exactamente. Exactament. I don't see how that makes sense. Exactament. You see, monsieur, now that you think about it, it is not so hard. Unfortunately, that's where we run into a monumental contradiction with the facts. If Mr. Kudo really did see everything in the mirror, why is it that the HMD is now on the wrong side of his head? Hold up. Mr. Wright is correct. The witness genuinely observed the victim reflected in a mirror. Then we would expect the victim's eyepiece to have been over his right eye. Yeah, so the way he saw it was the HMD is on his right.
Objection!
How bitter. Trite, you should have a taste of this bitterness. It'll calm you down in no time. Are we talking about your coffee? Or something completely different? You don't understand the way the witness thinks. How he thinks. You remember this, I presume? The I broke the vase? Sorry? Apology? I mean, Mr. Kudo's sworn testimony? Exactly. The old man has one very egregious habit. Other than throwing seeds. The more of an impression something makes, the more muddled his mind makes it. And what's the most striking thing about Mr. Elk? Clearly it's the victim's eyepiece. That's my point. The old man strikes again. Mr. Elk's HMD made a big impression on the old man. I saw the earpiece and those newfangled spectacles he was wearing. Oh, yes, they were both on his left ear. Do you hear his left ear? Huh. Well, Trite. That's the worst but best impression of Kudo ever.
Wow, I really thought he was old Teddy for a minute there. Godot's good.
Enough. Now, I must agree that yesterday's witness was irresponsibly rash in much of his testimony.
Bad luck, Nick. Looks like the boil of a contradiction you found is just a rash.
A mirror can't be beaten by a handful of seeds, nor can it lie. So, what exactly was the old man looking at? Fill us in, Mr. Armstrong. Go on, tell the court. We're all ears.
Well, I can explain. Please, if you will look at les plans of le restaurant. Hello, is everyone sitting comfortably? Le mirror, it was in the middle of the restaurant, dividing the two... Wait a minute, dividing the two halves. If it's right fucking there, he can see him perfectly fucking fine. Like, if that's where the mirror is, there's no issue with his viewpoint. The witness wasn't there. He was over here. There's only one seat from which you could have seen an image of the victim. That was the seat at the table next to the victims. That was where the old man was sitting. After the terrible incident occurred, I moved the mirror so it was not in the way. But naturally, I did not touch anything else. That's bullshit. I see no problems with the explanation we have just had. From the table next to the victims, Miss Akuto could have seen the victim in the mirror. What a naughty little coquette I am, confusing all the men like this. Don't worry about it. We can keep up, except for the guy breaking out a cold sweat over there again. I hate that guy. You said you didn't touch anything else apart from the mirror. I'm quite sure about that. Valentines, of course. Very well, Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination, if you please. Aye. So, run this by me again. The mirror was here, correct? Oi. Oi? Really? Because I know if I were you, I wouldn't have put a mirror there. It would be in the way.
Objection.
Look who's talking, Trite. Huh? You're obstructing my view, among other things. But, this is my seat in the courtroom! Tribian's charm is that it gives you the impression that you're the only customer. Temporarily placing a mirror in that spot would hardly be in the way. Unlike you, Trite. I tell you, monsieur, la mirror was there, in the middle of the restaurant. And where would that be? Oh la la, look how you learn towards me. How you lean towards me. I always attract the younger boys. Maybe I should keep you in suspense a little longer. Why do I feel like every prosecutor just bullies Phoenix? Except for Tutorial Jobber. Then it's the other way around. Yeah, Pain doesn't do much to Phoenix. He tries to shit on but gets counteracted immediately. I think Godot's been the only one whose trash talk has been really, really good. Like, I feel like Godot would be just really good at trash talk in a courtroom. Pain just feels pain. Mr. Armstrong, tell the court what you know it wants. I attract the older ones too, you know. And some. Shall I tease you too? I'm already seeing a very hot someone, so I'm afraid you'll be waiting for a long time. Godot's got somebody? I did not, Godot, I didn't know you were taken. Look at you. And Schefter reports Aaron Rodgers so disgruntled with the Packers, he has told some he doesn't want to return to the team? Really? Maybe they should have taken the Niners off. I bet she has mocha cream skin and cappuccino perfume. Bien, I will tell you. There was only one seat from which you could have seen.
I call bullshit on that, though. So why can you only see the victim from that particular seat?
Yes, monsieur, it is obvious, no? If you look at the plans, you will understand.
It's absolute bullshit, your argument. You have a straight line viewpoint.
The victim would have been reflected in the mirror like so. If you were sitting at the table next to him, you would see everything, no? So that's the scene old Sadie was sitting in on that day, when the poisoning happened.
The old man was sitting at the table next to the victim? Why does that seem kind of odd? Because he told us he was sitting at the other table, across from him. Did you move the mirror while Mr. Kudo was off calling the police?
Exactamente. I carried it out of the restaurant.
You moved a whole mirror like that, all by yourself.
What can I say? I know how to pick things up, handsome. Godot actually laughed at something!
Well, given the witness's physique, I suppose it is possible. Did you move anything else from the crime scene, Mr. Armstrong?
I look like the obliging type, no?
Are you sure about that?
I touched nothing except the mirror.
Mr. Wright, is there something the witness has said that doesn't match the crime scene? Yeah, there is.
Just can't put my finger on what exactly.
Huh. Suffering from a case of heartburn, Trite?
Oh, I have just the thing for that. An oil with golden myrrh and frankincense.
Add a few drops of your coffee, and voila. Enjoy. Focus, Phoenix.
Breathe. I need to ignore those two and just find some evidence. It's pretty strange though, isn't it? I mean, nobody mentioned anything about a really large mirror. You'd think someone would have, but Maggie didn't, and neither did Old C.
The only logical explanation is that there was no mirror inside Tribune that day. I've just got to prove it somehow. Alright. Pretty sure that's the go. Pretty sure. I call bullshit on that. Oh fuck. I'm telling you, there's an argument to be made here. The way he's talking about things. Your Honor, Mr. Kudo's words yesterday strongly contradict Mr. Armstrong's testimony. This is the letter of apology that was written by Mr. Kudo, is it not? I realize it looks useless, Your Honor, but this is still testimony. Huh. I guess useless people are only really good at identifying useless things. What relevance does this scrap of paper have to the trial, Mr. Wright? Mr. Kudo's testimony is actually very relevant to the question at hand, Your Honor. Because it very clearly contradicts with this piece of evidence. Oh, yeah. This piece of evidence contradicts with the testimony we have heard, Your Honor. The crime scene photo? Yes, this photo clearly shows something that theoretically should not exist. Now, just like Dora the Explorer, what is the contradiction? You're right! Just gotta wait long enough and then tell them they're right. That's the way it works. But no, in all seriousness, what's the contradiction? It's fairly obvious. I want to see if everybody else has it. Nothing? No arguments here? Nobody gonna say what the contradiction is? When it's looking at you in the face? Well, I guess we're going. What on earth do you mean by that, Mr. Wright? Should not exist. Huh. Sounds like you're describing yourself, Trite. Dear Lord Godot! Why you gotta do that? You don't gotta be this mean! Aaron Rodgers, I went out of Green Bay. Bill Belichick cashing in money. Yeah. Would not be shocked. Would not be shocked. I mean, no. Aaron Rodgers just wants out of Green Bay so he can go, so he can just go host Jeopardy. Now then, if the defense would please clarify this statement. What is the something that should not exist in this photo? Well, this is the easy part. I mean, I wouldn't mind either. He was fantastic hosting Jeopardy. There is one thing that was clearly demonstrated by yesterday's testimony. Mr. Kudo broke the vase that was on the table where he was sitting. And yet, as the court can see, there is an unbroken vase on the table next to the victim. Why? Because Mr. Kudo was not, in fact, sitting at the table next to the victim at all.
Objection!
Don't be an idiot, Trite. That's impossible. That seat's the only one Kudo could have seen the victim's reflection from. Exactly. Hey! Boom. Wait, Jeopardy is filmed in California. He's right outside LA. Rodgers of the Rams confirmed. No. They got Matt Stafford. Why would they want Aaron Rodgers? Plus, they already tried that and it failed, so they got Matt Stafford as a consolation. There is only one conclusion we can draw from this contradiction. There was no mirror in Tribulations that day. Your testimony, Mr. Armstrong, is an elaborate lie.
Objection!
Don't try to confuse the court, Trite. Obviously, the witness cleaned up the vase. Wait, really, Godot? Because I'm pretty sure your witness just said he didn't touch a single damn thing outside of the mirror. While the police were taking their time getting to the crime scene. Unfortunately, Mr. Godot, that doesn't quite work for me. Mr. Armstrong already testified to the contrary in his own words. I didn't. Well, Phoenix will, of course, try and act like him. I did not touch anything else except the mirror. Well, witness, what you have to say for yourself? Tim Tebow reached out to the Jags for a tight end tryout. I mean, the room's basically empty, sure. Why not? If he'll play tight end, yeah. Yeah, if he'll play tight end, sure. Do it. Do it. I was right. There was no mirror in the restaurant that day. In light of this revelation, we return back to the original problem. Why did the victim have an earpiece in an ear in which he couldn't hear? He worked out for the tight end coach. No decision has been made. We'll see. I mean, Jags are going to draft tight end probably with 33 anyways. So, Tebow's not going to be the starter by any means. He'll be a backup. He'll be like a number 2 at best. Tebow does live in Jacksonville. Yeah, he lives literally next door to Herb. You only get one shot in life. You only got one shot. Do not miss your chance to miss your chance to blow. There's no turning back. If you want to claim that the mirror wasn't there, trite, then this problem is all yours. Could also make him Logan Thomas and have him throw the ball in some plays. Yeah, I mean, you could utilize him for gimmick plays. Which, I'm not against having Tebow on the team. I just don't want him at quarterback. And we won't have that problem seeing that Trevor Lawrence. How do you explain what the old man saw? I can answer this, then I'll be that much closer to the truth. I can feel it. Hey, he said he wants to play tight end. Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm fine with Tim Tebow as a tight end or a fullback. Either of those two, yeah, sure. If he can play, let him. I'll take him.
Are you gonna be okay? Can you really stop this contradiction, Nick?
It's more than just this one contradiction, Maya.
What do you mean?
6'3" tight end, though? Not big on that. I like my tight ends at least 6'5". Yeah, taller tight ends are good, but you can have a 6'3" tight end. You can have one. They're just gonna be more your route runners and blockers more than your like go up and get it type of guys. Like that's one reason I love the Jags having Mercedes Lewis. He's 6'7". So, but then they cut him for no damn good reason. After they said they wouldn't. Remember what Maggie told us? There was another man at the victim's table. And there was a sample CD on the victim's table. It all flies in the face of Mr. Kudo's testimony. I think I know the reason why nothing in this case is adding up. Waller is 6'6" and Moreau is 6'4", which is close enough. Well, Miss Wright, let's hear your answer. Yes, Your Honor. The reason behind all the contradictions in Mr. Kudo's testimony is simple. I'm doing this solely so I can do a bunch of them. I believe we're looking at this the wrong way. It was actually the doctor's mistake. What? Yes, the doctor got the wrong ear.
Objection!
Is this legit? Was this really the right choice? I picked it because I thought it was a joke one. Well, I believe we saw an autopsy report yesterday. One that stated the victim's left eardrum was ruptured and had medicine in it. I'm beginning to wonder if it's not your eardrum that's ruptured, Mr. Wright.
This is no time to be playing with people's perceptions, Nick!
Good. That's what I wanted. Clearly, Mr. Kudo made a mistake. Mr. Trite, you're the one who brought up all these contradictions. And? If you're trying to tell us the old man just made a mistake, we can wrap up this case right now with a guilty verdict. How about it, Mr. Wright? Try just to declare your client guilty.
Is that the best you can come up with, Nick?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I was the one who made a mistake. Give you one more chance, Mr. Wright. Think carefully before you answer this time. Yeah, I saw Yuji Nagata taking on Moxley for the U.S. title on Dynamite. I saw that. I mean, that's gonna be a hell of a match. Fucking love Yuji Nagata. Fucking great. And that'll be hard hitting as well. This case is riddled with contradictions. Yet, there's one very simple answer that clears them all up. And what is that? The incident Mr. Kudo witnessed and the incident the victim experienced were two completely different events. What? So I guess now we see the New Japan and AEW relationship. I mean, we already saw it once with Kenta showing up, but now even more so. Like, I'll tell you now, if I'm Kenny, I don't want that title. That title looks atrocious. I don't want to hold that title. It may be prestigious, but God, it looks ugly as all hell. Yes, the victim that Mr. Kudo saw wasn't Mr. Glenelg at all. Still about that's true, but it's an ugly one, and it's really bad. Hell, the Intercontinental Championship looks better, and I personally am not a big fan of the current IC title. It was an imposter, a phony pretending to be Mr. L. Obviously, unlike the victim, there was nothing wrong with the imposter's left eardrum. I'm just now noticing how different he looks in this picture. Just now noticing it. That's how he ended up wearing the earpiece in his left ear by mistake. And like the white strap, to be honest. I don't mind the white strap belt. Personally, my favorite is the one from the mid-2000s. Like the one with the world in the middle of it, and it's real thin. That's my personal favorite IC title. Order! Order in the court! Settle down or I'll clear the courtroom. Quiet, Gramps. Why don't you clear out of here, huh? What did you say? Trite, are you saying that what Mr. Kudo saw was a setup? Yes. Someone pretended to be Glenelg and acted out the whole coffee poisoning. All for the express purpose of creating a witness out of one Mr. Victor Kudo.
Objection.
Get real, Trite. Why would anyone want to do that? Isn't it obvious? The thing Mr. Kudo was most insistent about in his testimony was the serving girl brought him a Giavicino, and she put something in it. That's the serving girl right there in the defendant's chair. I remember her well. Yeah, if I can take these seeds. It's so hard to believe, but there was one, and only one reason to show Mr. Kudo this fake poisoning. To show Maggie Bird, quote unquote, in the act of poisoning the coffee.
Objection!
Are you insinuating that the waitress in the old man's story was a fake as well? It's true that there were no other customers in the restaurant at the time, but it's also true that the chef was there. He would have noticed what was happening. That's right. Well, witness, your restaurant really was the scene of such theatrics. You would have known about it, correct? Ooh la la, this is most difficult for me. Shut the fuck up, Armstrong. No, it's quite simple. All you have to do is testify. You are under oath, after all. Was there, in fact, a phony at Tribulations that day? The defense demands that Mr. Armstrong tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth about what happened. The defense's request for additional testimony is accepted. You will accurately explain in detail the events in the restaurant that day. Oi. Le victim, Monsieur Eric, he come to my restaurant alone. I remember the old man arrived not long after. There were no other customers. When he got word he won the lottery, Mon Elg became very excited. It was approximately 5 minutes later that the poisoning incident occurred. No, there was no time for a phony to do the acting. Just so we're clear, there was no mirror in the restaurant after all. Je vous demande pardon. Forgive me, Your Honor. I lied because I wanted this mess to be cleared up quickly. What you have just done is commit perjury, Mr. Armstrong, and this is not Duncan Rumpa. I will decide how to punish you later. Oi. He's probably excited about that punishment, I'm just saying. For now, we will hear your cross-examination. Miss Wright, if you please. He took that perjury charge a bit too well. But I'm guessing he'll be in more serious trouble after this cross-examination. Le victim, Monsieur he come to my restaurant. Was he alone at his table as well? Me also, I saw him from the kitchen. Yet the defendant, Miss Bird, remembers it differently. She swears there was another man at the victim's table.
Objection!
Godzilla vs. Kong sequel confirmed? I mean, it did do very well, so that's not a shock. Huh. Unfortunately for you, Wright, yesterday's witness also testified that the victim was alone. You know, seeing you squirm like that reminds me of a certain coffee's bittersweet bite. What kind of coffee has he been drinking?
It's not coffee, it's love. It's love that's bittersweet.
Hearing Maya say that makes her seem wise all of a sudden. By old man, you mean Mr. Victor Kudo, correct?
Well, he comes often for my special coffee.
I drank your coffee once, Mr. Armstrong. It's special, I'll give you that. It's worth a sip just for the experience.
Oh, you make me so happy, monsieur. You are most welcome anytime.
I said it was worth one sip, and nothing more. So old Mr. Kudo arrived at the restaurant around the same time as the victim. He Maybe I should ask about his arrival in more detail. So you're saying that not much time elapsed between when the victim and Mr. Kudo arrived? That is correct. That still leaves the possibility that something happened in that gap of time. And by your recollection, how much time would you say elapsed?
Let me see. Approximately 2 minutes, I would say.
2 minutes? That's all? Seems unlikely that anything untoward could have happened in such a short time. Rats. I knew I shouldn't have pursued this line of questioning. Out of curiosity, what time was it when Mr. Kudo arrived?
Oh, no. I cannot remember, monsieur.
I believe we were told by the witness yesterday. The crime was reported at 2:25 p.m. by a kinda scary old man, sir. Does that perhaps jog your memory, witness?
The incident happened about 20 minutes after he arrived. So the victim must have arrived between 2 o'clock and 2:10, huh?
Just after 2, huh?
Thank you for your help in jogging my memory, monsieur.
You are wonderful. I can't sit here all the time and do nothing now, can I? Who wants to tell Judge that's what he's been doing most of the time? The time of day will be added to the witness's testimony.
Monsieur Judge, everything I do it for you.
Merci, Ben. That's French, isn't it? Well, at least one person is in a good mood.
He's even humming a song to himself.
Are you absolutely sure about the time?
When I think really hard, I am sure it was just after 2. It is the time I stopped serving the lunch menu.
Quite right, I always break for lunch when the restaurants are serving their specials. Gotta be that early, but yeah, I've been known to wind up a case early just to make it on time. I guess you should never get between a hungry judge and his lunch. Oh, would you look at that? It's almost lunchtime already. Witness, get on with your testimony, please. So your only customers were Mr. Kudo and the victim.
Objection!
How many times do you need to ask the same thing, Wright? You'd never catch me drinking the same blend twice. Huh? You're trying to establish the presence of a phony victim in the restaurant, but you're wasting your time. You can't grind birdseed to make coffee if you catch my drift. There's a hole in this testimony somewhere. I'm sure of it. I've already found it, but I'm gonna keep questioning it. Did you see him?
No, I was in the kitchen, but I heard him. I remember him shouting, yes, $500,000.
Presumably the defendant heard that too then, correct?
Maggie? She looked like a poor little frightened dove.
But what about Mr. Kudo?
The old man choked on some bird seeds that got stuck in his throat.
It seems we now have yet another incident on our hands. And what were you doing at that point? Without any customers, you must have had time to kill.
I'm a multi-talented woman, monsieur.
Sorry? What do you mean?
There is le renowned chef Jean Armstrong and le tragic poet Clarence Armstrong.
Clarence?
Oh, I was writing a poem, and then great tale of a chef in $500,000 a day. Cooking for a man who won $500,000 on a lottery. It is called Potpourri, or Pourquoi. It means why. Perhaps I could recite it for the court?
Oh, fuck, it said Clarice, yeah. I forget, like, my brain just automatically made it a male name. When the dude, God. You know I'm only paying half attention when that happens. Oh, Lord. Which I am only paying half attention. I've got Supercard up here that I forgot to exit out of when the stream started, so I've been doing that to some degree. Please don't. Or maybe I was just too into my character. You mean you contacted the police as soon as the incident occurred?
I asked the old man to call from Le Payphone.
By your own argument, Trent. The purpose of this phony victim's performance was so the old man would see it. In other words, once the incident occurred, this opportunity would completely disappear. Indeed.
Bien, it seems Le Chateau of Doubt has been lifted. Ne sais pas.
I don't know. My French is terrible. I don't speak it.
I guess Mr. Armstrong is connected to this case, huh?
Absolutely. Someone was impersonating Mr. L, and I refuse to believe he was oblivious. He was there the whole time, after all.
But if you're right, wouldn't Maggie have noticed too?
She fell unconscious when the incident occurred, remember?
Ah! You mean that's when the phony staged his act?
We'll know for sure once I find a hole in this testimony. And I already found the hole in the testimony. Autopsy. Well... Now I'm starting to think that doesn't really... Oh, the death was between, so death had to, essentially. Now I'm starting to second guess my thinking. I was all sold on doing that. I just want to get through this, and then we're gonna be calling it. Shit. I was full on with that. That was literally what I thought it was. doesn't prove anything, though. I was trying to go over if this could be used at all for the time, but that doesn't prove anything. There we go. I was like, something says like 1:30. I remember it. Found it. I'm afraid I finally got you, Mr. Armstrong. What? What do you mean? People made a Photoshop of Lawrence hitting a gas mask falling on the sidelines as a joke. Oh, Lord. Why people gotta do that? Why people gotta do that? Like, don't do that. It's kind of a dick thing to do. Especially when literally the draft is here. I know the Jets really want the Jags to pass them up, but they're not gonna. Disgusting. Doesn't belong anywhere near the first 24 picks. Of course, people trying to be like, yeah, get him away. What do you mean? At the time in question, the victim was listening to the radio with his earpiece. The show he was listening to was Millionaire Radio. Each week they announced the winning numbers of the $500,000 lottery ticket. Hey, look who showed up. Oi, that must be the show Manel was listening to. I can't see any problem with his testimony, Miss Wright. This man off my team. He should be punished and fall to at least 21 to teach him a lesson. Nope. Nope, you draft that man because he certainly didn't do it because it's stupid. Literally, the dude's a born-again Christian. He ain't doing anything wrong. He's Shawn Michaels. He ain't doing anything wrong. Legitimately, when I saw that, I'm like, well, we're getting the best possible quarterback. There's nothing wrong he's ever gonna do. I wonder. Damn good at it. Let me see it. Let me see the edit. Let me see how well they did it. I just love the picture they used. Like, what idiot is gonna believe that he's actually using that? Like, they did a good job on the Photoshop, like, to get the mask on him. I'm not gonna lie, good job on that. But, like, I love that that's the picture they used. Him walking off the field. I give him credit. It's a decent photo, a decent shot. You say the victim arrived at your restaurant after 2 p.m., correct? Wait, I'm sure of it. I remember it perfectly now. I know it was that time because I just finished serving the lunch menu. Get to the point, Wright, if you have one. That show is broadcast live at 1:30 p.m. and it claims to be the most thrilling 10 minutes of your life. It's on the air at 1:30. Now, supposedly, the victim made some noise when it was announced that he had won. And yet, I don't believe his cry of joy would have occurred after 2 p.m. because the show had already finished more than 30 minutes earlier by that point in time. No! This victim we've been told about has done nothing but the impossible. Someone comments on the Aaron Rodgers report, future's in jeopardy. True. Listening to the radio with a ruptured eardrum, catching a show that was already over, there is only one conclusion you can draw from these facts. This victim was an imposter acting out the poisoning 30 minutes after the real murder. Yes, there were 2 Glen Elgs in Tribune that day. The real Glen Egg, Glenelg, now dead, having been poisoned by the real killer, and the phony Glenelg acting out the events for Mr. Kudo to witness. It clearly seems that way. Yeah, I mean, if that wasn't the case, how could you explain the time discrepancy?
Objection!
What a performance, Wright. You were almost on a roll. But sadly, you lack the rock-hard foundation of rhythm to build your song. What is this? Music Theory 101? Let's recap. According to your imaginative theory, it's now just after 2 p.m. The phony Oak is performing a play for the benefit of Mr. Kudo. How do you explain, then, where the real Glenelg is? I don't believe I have to spell this out for the court. However, at that time, the real Glenelg was already dead. That's certainly the obvious conclusion.
Objection!
We got some back and forth. Thank you, Trump. That's exactly what I was hoping you would say. Well, what? Now, I presume you can prove this theory of yours? Can you explain where the missing corpse went to? The missing corpse? According to the old man's testimony, there was only one other customer there. And that customer was the phony Glenelg. Then where did the killer hide the body of the real victim? Okay. He makes a point. He makes a point. The prosecution has a valid point, Miss Wright. If your theory is to stand up to examination by the court, you must provide us with proof by answering the prosecution's question. Where did the killer hide the body? And with that question, we're gonna end this stream. I think that's a pretty good cliffhanger to leave off on. With that, though, thank you guys for being here. I'm gonna get some jams going here. What track to roll with? What track to roll with? You know what? Just because I've at points had it stuck in my head, we're gonna go with it. But, with that, that's gonna bring us to an end of this week's Phoenix Wright stream. Of course, tomorrow we've got the Nuzlocke, gonna be a lot earlier than normal. Gonna be at 1 p.m. Eastern. But, yeah, next week, we'll probably be back to more of our normal time. I don't know if I'll do any more early streams than I normally do. But, we'll see. We'll see what I'm feeling. That's gonna be a key thing. I may take breaks from certain streams at times nowadays. If I'm just feeling like doing something different. It might be like a one-off stream of some sort. But like, kind of if I get tired of playing Phoenix Wright, I want to take a week off just to refresh myself and do something else, we might do something else. That's just a heads up if the schedule changes at all for like these one-off type of streams. With that though, thank you guys. I appreciate you guys being here. I've got to get everything set up. I appreciate you guys being here. Once again, Jaren, as always, being in the chat. Anybody else just chilling, watching, that has enjoyed the stream, if you're new here, hit that follow button. If you enjoyed me well enough to spend your money on me, you can. Hit that subscribe. Don't have to. With that, Jaren, enjoy the draft. I guess I hope your Raiders do well. I don't know. We'll have to keep an eye on this Aaron Rodgers thing. Who knows? But, yeah, we'll be back tomorrow, and I will see you guys next time.